Hey everybody, and welcome to the Pro Run portion of the LP. I mentioned in the OP and in the first co-op video that I want the bulk of this LP, the meat of it, to be in the guided exploration that you'll see with Bundafun, Skippy, Granola, and I in the Bro-Op portion. I really want people to get a sense of what it's like to play this game through for the first time, to explore things and to not just magically know everything, right away. I think that's going to give a much more realistic and a fun experience for the LP. However, this is a really big game with a lot of stuff in it. Some of it I like very much, and some of it we're almost certainly guaranteed to miss and the guided exploration play. So that is what this part of the LP is for. The pro run means I'll be showing off exactly what it takes to get the top score in the game. One of the advantages of this game over Laura Bow 1 is that you're actually graded every chapter. You'll get a little message that's either congratulatory, neutral, or encouraging, I guess, telling you that you need to do a better job. And there's certain things you have to do every chapter in order to get the best grade. Now, a lot of this game centers on talking to people and dialogue, asking questions and finding out their opinions about a lot of things. That's what you need to put together the mystery. That's not actually what's counted when it comes to deciding how well you did score-wise. That has to do with finding objects and getting certain entries in Laura's notebook. So I'll be going through everything that we need to do to get the best score. However, when it comes to asking questions, I'm going to limit that. Right now I'm thinking 5 or 6 per chapter. So what will happen is, once we get to Chapter 2 and beyond, we'll have a fairly regular cast of characters and a large number, as I'm sure you've seen in the Bro-Op video, of journal entries to ask them about. And so any entries that Skippy or Bundafund see fit to ask about in their Bro-Up section will be revealed in that part of the game. And then I'm going to allow the thread to pick 5 or 6 questions that they think would be very interesting to know the answers to. What does character X think about character Y, or that sort of thing. I'm not going to be revealing all of them all at once. I'll probably do a thing at the very end, showing all secrets and revealing all things. But, so yeah, this part of the LP is going to be showing you what you need to do to get the best possible ending, taking those character questions decided by the thread every time. And there's going to be another section, too, which is me showing off some of my favorite parts of the LP. Now, the Chapter 1 that we're in right now is, they try to shepherd you towards correct behavior for the rest of the game. It's almost a tutorial, which is in some ways appreciated, because the notebook system is new, and, getting the feel for the game is good. Laura Bow 1, the Colonel's Bequest, really didn't have anything like a tutorial, so this is just one way that this is maybe a more complete game. To get the best ending for the chapter, the only optional thing that we have come across so far is finding the baseball in the trash can. We'll see what that does in the next video, but picking it up was one of the things we need to do to get the best ending, or to get the best grade. We also needed to talk to Crowdfowler about the flower shop, which opens up the speakeasy dialogue option. So we could see that from there it's important to ask different characters about everything that's in our book. The flower shop probably wasn't the most interesting point that we had, but it's the most information we got out of him for sure. And then we had to ask a different character, the desk sergeant, about the speakeasy in order to get the password to get in, and we had to ask him after we had given him a corned beef sandwich. So, all told, that's the game's way of teaching us, you need to ask people about everything. When you ask them about everything, sometimes you'll get new options, new things in your notebook. You need to ask different people about those options sometimes to get the correct clues and hints. And sometimes you need to ask people about things after you've done specific actions or after certain things have happened. So there are a lot of dialogue things, different people will know about them, and they change as the game progresses. It's just a neat little tutorial. Now, of course, asking that whole series of questions was necessary for the best score in this chapter, but it was also necessary to progress the chapter. The game will just freeze until you do that. So, we've only, like I said, really had one optional thing so far. Alright, the one final thing I want to do in this pro run version is to show off some of my favorite The voice acting in this game is really tremendous. Everybody, almost all characters do a great job, and if they don't do a great job, they do a hilarious job. So I'm going to end this by showing off my top 5 favorite voice acting clips from the different characters that we've encountered in this update. So this will be a section that gets expanded greatly in future updates, but thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon.
Is there anything I should know about working here at the New York Daily Register News Tribune?
Well, first of all, we call it the Trib. No need to use the whole name. I don't think anyone in New York even remembers the whole shebang. Second, don't worry about Sam. He's gruff and loud, but he's really a cream puff. Don't let him push you around. Lastly, don't get too attached to any one assignment. You never know when it'll be yanked away from you and given to some less experienced reporter with no qualifications except an in with the boss.
Ahem.
Sorry, didn't mean to get peevish.
Sure and begorra, I'm Detective O'Reilly. What would you be wanting then, lass?
Is there any information you can give me about Sam Augustini, editor of the New York Daily Register News Tribune?
Man, he's a good law-abiding citizen.
I'm terribly sorry, madam, but the taxi control board doesn't allow me to hold long discussions with passengers except at my own discretion.
A woody perennial plant with one main stem or trunk which develops many branches, usually at some height above the ground, otherwise known as a tree